All right, Amir, you get one manager. Make your decisions right now. Who you picking?
In baseball?
Yep.
Not Kevin Cash. That's for damn sure.
Oh, my. I don't know if that's where we're going to start, but good Lord.
I think there's a lot to talk about. And honestly, we could start off with that just because it's the most recent one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's fair too also. So game 6 of the World Series yesterday, Blake Snell absolutely dealing. He lets up his second hit of the game.
Yeah.
And Kevin Cash is just like, psych, you're getting out of the game. And didn't they just do this on his last start or the start?
Yes, dude. He went 4 1/3, no hit innings, gave up a hit, and they're like, yeah, you're done. Like, why? Oh, dude. I don't know what the hell their obsession is with pulling Blake Snell from games.
Yep.
While also managing to leave Tyler Glasnow in there while he's getting lit.
To bring in Nick Anderson.
Yes! Who's been trash in this series?
He's been garbage in the last 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Like, don't get me wrong, I really like Nick Anderson this year. He's been really good until this last little bit.
He was probably the second best reliever in the AL this year. I think Liam Hendricks was better. I think Nick Anderson has an argument to be the second best one.
Yep.
And
so here's the craziest thing for me, okay? So Tyler Glasnow, in his previous start, threw 112 pitches. They let him go 112 pitches. He gave up 3 runs in the first. He was getting lit up. He literally had, since 2015, he had for a pitcher with a minimum of 10 batted balls allowed in a game, he had the highest hard hit percentage in baseball. It was 84.6% of his pitches were hit hard. Like, this guy's getting lit up, and he went 112 pitches in that game. I'm pretty sure he threw more innings than Snell did. In a game where you lost, and you were losing the entire time, and you got slapped around in the first, they never even thought of it. But Blake Snell goes out there, tosses a gem through 5 1/3 he was at. 2 hits, and the second hit was not a good hit. It was a cheap single that dropped in. Okay, fine. It happens. But, like, you're going to pull him after that?
It made no sense. Because, so I thought A-Rod's thing on the post game, I saw it on Twitter, and it came up, and he was just like, sabermetrics is ruining baseball. And, in a way, he's not wrong.
Sure.
I feel
it's
like
changing.
A lot of what the Rays do it's all, analytical based.
Yes, they're heavily
they even the simple thing of loading when a lefty's playing, you load all right-handed hitters and the opposite. But the one thing is in huge moments, you have to be able to ride with your gut.
Go with your gut.
It's not, but that's the worst part I think the worst part is that was actually Kevin Cash's gut. Was the pull-up.
That's bad.
Which every other baseball mind, I think isn't doing that.
I look back on this because apparently it's just in his nature to just pull Blake Snell. So he hasn't gone 6 innings since July 21st, 2019. I know a little bit of that has to do with injury. Yeah, Blake Snell hasn't gone 6 innings since July 21st of 2019. Make it even worse, he hasn't gone 7 since April 2nd of 2019. The longest start of his career. You'd expect Cy Young winner, he has a complete game at some point, right? No.
Right.
Longest start of his career, 7 1/3, and the last time he did that was July 7th, 2018. This is your best arm. And he's not pitching. You don't bring him in deep in games because why? It baffles me. Kevin Cash has been the best regular season manager for the past 2 years, and I don't think it's close. But he threw away this series. He handed the Dodgers a World Series. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm rattled about it.
I want to speak to it just because obviously I'm not the huge baseball nerd and geek, but just from a management standpoint, no, I'm just saying I don't know all the numbers. I don't know all the
just busting your balls.
In terms of the management standpoint. Yeah, he went this entire year, and it goes to what Brant was saying about not having Blake Snell go 6+ this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
And at what point? Go 6. And you look at, and I'm going to shift this to just other management and coaching styles. You look at Babcock over the years. You look at any other coach that just will not deviate from the system. And his system was pull him after 5, listen to the analytics, let it do the work. And at some point, as far as it will get you, I feel like you got to go with your instinct. And obviously his instinct, like what you guys are saying, was maybe just to yank him just because you didn't like what could have happened next. But 9K through 5 1/3. He gave up his second hit of the game. He looked lights out.
Dominant.
I don't understand the logic behind that decision.
I understand if that's your system, but like keep it consistent. Like Tyler Glasnow has not been good this entire postseason. He had one good start, and you let him ride for 112 pitches when he's getting shellacked.
They arguably have more trust in Tyler Glasnow with how that they actually managed him on the field with Tyler Glasnow than because Blake Snell won the Cy Young 2 years ago, did he not?
Yeah, not last year, the year before.
Because just imagine having that type of confidence in a
guy that has 2 pitches. 2.
Unreal.
Like, oh my God. Like, Tyler Glasnow, really incredible 2 pitches. They're great. But you sit on one in an at-bat and you're going to hit it hard. And they did every single game that wasn't the one start against the Yankees. Like, even the Jays, they didn't put up a lot of runs. They hit him hard all night long. Mm-hmm. He's not that great.
Here's some of the reaction from Twitter.
Okay.
No, I've seen
Trevor Bauer. This had the feel of a 1-0 of a game the Rays would have to win 1-0. Mm-hmm. Not sure they have anything left to come back with. Still hoping the baseball gods don't rob us of a game 7. Well, too bad Kevin Cash did.
Yeah, the baseball gods had nothing to do with it.
Chipper Jones, dude had 9K, two hit shutout with 75 pitches, and you yank him? Fire me! I'm riding my horse. Now 2-1 Dodgers. Mm-hmm. A-Rod, this was actually a good wordplay.
Yeah.
Computers running the game, not humans. Binders lead to blinders. Managed with blinders on, you miss what's actually happening in real time. 100% fair.
Yeah.
When you're in the World Series.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
What analytics do is it gives you the best outcome on a mass, like on a totality of outcomes, like in 100 different simulations. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But in the World Series, you're managing one outcome. And what's the one outcome that has you winning the most? It's the best pitcher on your team. The
guy that's given up 2 hits and struck. The worst part, we didn't even mention. He was going up against the top 3 hitters in their order. They were 0 for 6 with 6 Ks in the game against Blake Snell. Like, I get it, but good Lord, man. It's just embarrassing.